Sorry, beloveds. We'll meet in another portal. It was right. Are we ready? Okay, lovely. So this is pretty much the invitation. No matter what kind of shit goes down, it's all good. No matter what kind of shit goes down, no matter what kind of this or that, what kind of mishap and kind of emotional whatever. That this screen that you're experiencing, always reliable, always stable. Welcome to Satsang, loves. I am so honored that we get to be here in this conversation that never says a thing. This conversation where there's absolutely no one speaking to no one. This conversation where ears don't exist, or voices, or tongues, or symbols, or words. This conversation of noticing what usually gets overlooked. And that even if we overlook so innocently that satsang, the context of why we're together and why satsang appears and exists, that even though it gets overlooked, still here, still totally present, still absolutely free. And the invitation is to consider, to notice, to discover, to experience directly for yourself this aspect of you that has never once been born, this partless part of you, this infinite wholeness of you that is not in the realm of names or gender or time or space, not in the realms of any descriptions, even our precious spiritual descriptions, not in the realm, never been stuffed into a box of human design, never been stuffed into a box of astrology, never been stuffed into a box of any particular system, any particular idea, any description that arises. And how sweet that we can notice that part of us now. We don't need to do any kind of special mantras or special practices. We don't need to wear a special kind of clothing or have a yoga mat or have a meditation room, or you don't need to have the perfect tarot set appear in front of you, or the right crystal, or the right planet, or the right frequency, or the right dimension, or the right density, or the right chakras. You don't need to get a chakra lift or eh, or a third eye lift. It's like just as the moment is, just as this moment is, freedom as immediate perception, freedom just as this moment is, without anything else needing to get healed, without anything else needing to be undone or not undone, without anything needing to occur. No other second from now, and no one for anything to occur to. This is. Whoa. This is satsang. It's beautiful. How wonderful that we are indoctrinated into this world of concepts and ideas and identities. And how innocent and how sweet that we never looked around and stopped up. Well, as soon as our parents said our name, hey, this is your name, we were like, wait a second. What is a name? How is a name even possible? You're trying to name the infinite vastness of who I am. Where does it stick? Is it Velcro? Is it a scratch and sniff sticker? So in our innocence, we say, oh, okay, that's my name. Okay, that's my gender. Okay, it's my culture. Okay, this is my religion. Okay, this is Tuesday. Okay, this is Wednesday. Okay, this is daytime. Okay, this is nighttime. Okay, that's a planet. Okay, there's separation. Okay, there's feelings. Okay, and that's wondrous. Again, how exciting, how adventurous. Usually, when we're so caught up in that wondrous world of make believe, we innocently don't notice this, which has never, again, never been caught up in that trance, never been caught up in that illusion. Already the case. Not that you need to have another ayahuasca experience, or you need to do bufo, or you need to go to Tibet, or you need to go to Santiago de Compostela, hacer el camino. Not any of these things. Just as you are, you are. Just as you are, you are. Not 1 second needs to pass in some so called concept of future for you to be the vast, loving intelligence that you are now, just as you are now. Everything included, every emotion included, everything you resonate with included, every dream included, every nightmare included, all things included. Every identity included, every experience included, every desire included, not needing to exclude or villainize any phenomena. All of it so innocent, and all of it exalting the total absolute un let's see, what's the word that wants to come through? Unwavering freedom that you are now, just as you are. So for a moment, notice all that you're aware of right now. Maybe notice, if I were to ask you, who are you? Just notice what comes up for you, whether it be kind of everyday, sweet little concepts, identities, descriptions, or whether it be spiritual ones. Just notice the thoughts that flood awareness. And if I were to ask you the same question, but include this little caveat to it, who are you? But the only way you can answer the question is by not touching the past. Not one atom of the past. Mind is synonymous with past. Anything we can describe, even if we say, I am that I am infinite spirit, I am consciousness itself, I am this, the past, any description. It's so sweet, this invitation for us to be fully human together and fully vastness together, fully radiant together and fully absurd and ridiculous together. Satsang. How sweet that we have experiences that come and go. How sweet that we have feelings that come and go, sensations that come and go, visions that come and go, insights that come and go, awakenings that come and go, spiritual experiences that come and go. And how sweet to notice the stability of the space that all of these wisps come and go in. You have never been on a planet. All planets come and go within you. You have never completely, absolutely had a name. All names phew, phew, within you. You have never absolutely had body or multiple bodies, lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes. All of these appearances and concepts phew, phew, within you. What's so sweet about telling the truth about this moment and taking a glimpse into your vastness is it leaves us totally available as human beings, totally available in our lives, in our loves, in our relationships, in our vulnerability, in our absurdity, in our ridiculousness, in our grace, in our brilliance, in our wonder. And it's a sweet option. And this is the only invitation of satsang is, hey, infinite vastness, how fun that you have identified with thought and information and descriptive frameworks and concepts. And if you'd like, there's the option to notice, oh wow, what's not a concept? What about you doesn't need a name? What about you just is itself? What about you has been the benevolence that allows all to have a full life and an honorable undoing? It's kind of like discovering that you are also an atmosphere of pristine, loving safety for phenomena, where that can seem really uh, imminent as the experience of phenomena within our emotions, our thoughts, our sensations. Has anyone ever tried to not have a particular feeling come up or tried to get rid of a particular feeling that has been present? Has anyone tried to change the thoughts that are appearing or drown out mother's voice, mother's concepts, father's voice, father's concepts, society's voice, society's concepts, religious trauma? Oh, that reminds me of a sweet little TikTok I saw the other day. This comedian was up on stage and out of the blue just started saying, our God is an awesome God. And the people that started singing along, the comedian was like, trauma, 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 trauma. That was so sweet. So funny. And satsang is not the opposite of God or praise music. All of that's totally welcome. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. It's amazing how we have these thoughts about things, right? And then we believe our thoughts as if it's the ultimate authority. You know, not 1 degree in the cosmos, this mind. But yet we're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Totally fun. And again, you know how sweet. If we want a vacation from delusion, it's always available to us. Always available to us. Who would you be? I love this question that Byron Katie asks. Who would you be without your story? Or another way of saying that is, who would you be without your stressful story? Without your stressful story. Stories are so much fun. What else do we got but our stories? I also love how Byron Katie says we're either sitting, lying, or standing. Everything else is a story. For a moment, feel into, you know, it's like when we look at our lives, when we look out over our lives, out into the vast sea of the past and our experiences and interpretations. Oh, Lord, yeah. Look out over our lives. And so, what we pay attention to is all of our story about our life. about, oh, when this happened, when that happened, when and then I felt that and felt this, and then I started eating, and then I started this, and then I started that, and then this happened, and that happened. Roko toko ko chiki chichi, que reke teke, que rinky tinky, que roko toko ka chiki chi, kimbara kimbara kumba kimbamba. And we just look at all the story, all the story, all the story, all the story. Wonderful, 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 horrible, 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 wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Ay, que horror, que horror, que horror, que horror, wonderful. Ay, 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 ay. Amazing. But for a moment to consider, to look at your past and just see the innocence of body, sitting, lying, standing. Nothing happening but sitting, lying, standing, sitting, lying, standing. So wondrous, so very wondrous that we can embrace and delight in the complexity and embrace and delight in the simplicity of being. Not having to choose one over the other. There's so much space here for all of it. So much permission here for all of it. If you like your story, keep your story. If you don't like your story, you don't have to keep your story. If you like your name, keep your name. If you don't like your name, you don't have to change your name. If you like your religion, keep your religion. Don't like your religion? Isn't that wonderful? It's like so many options, so free. If you like your self-concept, wonderful, keep it. If you don't like your self-concept, guess what? There's never been a self. How exciting. Never been such a thing. Already, no one here. There isn't someone here that needs to dissolve, or that needs to dissolve into God, or that needs to ascend into the fifth dimension, or that needs to heal this and heal that. And all of that's wonderful. Not, again, this is not opposite. Just another option. Already, nobody home. Just home. Not someone in home. Home itself. And you are home itself. The consciousness you are, the vibrancy you are, the awareness you are. Home itself. A nation beyond nation beyond nation, of peace beyond peace beyond peace beyond peace, that has not once had an argument with the sweet exaltations of appearances. Only mind has a problem with mind. You, as consciousness, have never looked at mind and said, oh my God, that mind, I tell ya, she won't shut the fuck up. Shit. Boy, does mind have a problem with itself. Lord have mercy. It's like, shut the fuck up. What the fuck is it? It's like this internal Tourette's all of a sudden. Just wondrous. Hilarious. And this aware ground of being, the softest of the softest of the softest, the sweetest of the sweetest of the sweetest, has not once, if awareness sees mind at all, it's a toddler sitting on grandma's lap, totally engaged in all kinds of, oh shit, I don't want to touch the lava. And yet it's totally safe, totally okay, totally loved, totally adored, not bad, not wrong, not evil, not cursed, not damaged. Innocent, 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 innocent. So innocent. You know, we think we live in a world and we're like, oh, yeah, this is a world we live. The only world we live in until we don't is the world of our superimposed, projected grid of assumptions, unquestioned assumptions. This was a huge surprise to me. When I was about 16, 17, we went to film a music video in Machu Picchu when I was in the boy band Menudo. And just for a moment, I just want to, it's interesting. I'm here sharing, and there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of joy here. But also, there's been a lot of tears today. A dear friend of mine, a dear brother who was in Menudo with me, passed away last night. And so I spent the day on phone calls, crying with beloveds that, soul family that I have not talked to in years or seen in a long time. And, there's that timeless nature of our heart connections and our soul connections. And, so I just want to just take a moment to acknowledge Adrian Olivares, my brother Adrian, who loved harmony. It was really cool being in the group with him because he, like me, wanted to harmonize all the time. And that was really cool. Well, when I first got in the group and he was in the group, they they made sure that each of us represented a different facet of I guess clean cut Latin boy, good boy. So I was the surfer. I never surfed a day in my life, child. I ain't never surfed a day in my life. They gave me the surfer haircut. They taught me the surfer lingo in English and in Spanish. That my songs were about surfing, my music videos were about surfing. I had a surfer girlfriend. Lord have mercy. Ooh, child. And then one of the boys was like the Rico Suave. He was like 12 years old, looked like he was 7 years old. Abel, love you, Abel. They made him out to be the Rico Suave persona with the bandana and the ripped jeans. And then Alex was like the Dominican baseball player persona. And then Andy was the Latin Macaulay Culkin persona. He was the Latin Home Alone. Andy looked just like Macaulay Culkin. And then Adrian was the Axl Rose of the group. He was the rocker. Now the fun thing about Adrian is that was more authentic. He actually was like the rocker in the group, not like me being the surfer and all I wanted to be was Aretha Franklin. I mean, it was like, hold on, wait, what's going on now? What's happening here? That's so fun. So fun. But again, all of it's here. The hilarity, the humor, and the heartbreak, and just the tragedy. And this is life. This is the aliveness. This is this planet. It's all here, and there's space for all of it. And while I was in filming this music video in Machu Picchu, and I stepped off the helicopter, it was so clear that, oh my gosh, everything that I thought was like a separate something, never separate. It was so clear that nothing had an independent existence apart from aware, loving intelligence, apart from the ground of being, peace itself. And it was so clear that the world that I thought I lived in was but a thought, was a thought. Not even a bunch of thoughts, a thought about a bunch of thoughts. That was never kept in a thought of a Tupperware, some kind of mental Akashic record Tupperware system. That this moment, spotless, pristine, free, no label ever stuck, no Hello Kitty sticker could ever stick and make something so, just because we call something something a billion times, and all our favorite people on YouTube call it that a billion times, or all of our friends, or all of our families, or all of our teachers, or all of our gurus, or all of our shamans, or all of, has never made it so. Never made it so. Just free. Everything is free. Floor free. Not just the floor, also freedom. Wall, not just wall, also freedom. It's fascinating how we get caught up in this trance of language, this trance of descriptive frameworks, descriptions, innocent, but you're not bound to your descriptions. Oh, to see when we look out in the world and all the turmoil and all the war and all the anger and all the attempts to control and all the attempts to manipulate and all the attempts to break free and all the, it all begins here. It's just an outpicturing of unresolved, unmet energy happening here. A country is but a collection of individuals. Individuals are but a collection of individuals. Boy, do we have lots of personalities. Oh, yeah, close it on up. It's just for Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, hey. Okay. I just saw you kept leaning further and further over. Thanks, love. If you want, you can. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Oh, thank you. So wondrous. It's so wondrous. What I love also about recognizing this spaciousness is it was like the beginning of knowing that it was safe to feel all my feelings, that it was safe to feel, to be present to all my body stuff and all my trauma stuff. And it's not a denial of that. It's not a denial of our humanity. It's an actual finally landing in our humanity. Actually being completely, the willingness to be totally broken and totally absurd is also the willingness to be absolutely whole and divine. They're not mutually exclusive, coexist. They're so sweet. So, in that moment in Machu Picchu, I could see that there was a callus beginning to form in my heart after certain experiences and being exploited by the record industry and our manager and the trauma of what happened with my father being diagnosed with AIDS when I was 12 and my own sexuality and not knowing how to navigate that and if I was going to meet the same fate and all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of descriptions, the desire to sing and to share, but having record company meetings saying you have to be in the closet your whole life. You can't be who you are. You can't. And so just feeling like, oh my gosh, when I hear people say, I feel like I was born in the wrong planet, I totally get it. I totally felt like that. Like, what the fucking fuck is this shit? Really? Everyone's so afraid to be happy that they can't let anyone else be happy and free. Wow. Fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck. I feel like there's more fucks to give. But in that moment, in that opening of the mind and noticing no separation, immediate softening beyond softening, immediate forgiveness beyond forgiveness, immediate, oh my gosh, so innocent. Until we know. So innocent, these beloveds, they don't live on the planet. They live in their own world, their own story. Not once taking a moment to actually land and just be here as the moment is. Such a gift. And then in recognizing that, available to finally allow the teaching to follow. the teaching of being with my emotions, the teaching of being with my thoughts, the teaching of being with the right, like, oh no, who wants to do that? Yeah, it's so amazing how I love how Candace O'Denver speaks to three ways that mind refuels its its assumption of separation consciousness, or three ways that mind attempts to justify its existence, how separation attempts to justify its existence, how postponement attempts to justify its existence. And those three ways are indulging, avoiding, and replacing. When we're indulging, we're in the story of things. Oh, I should have done that. I should have said this. If only I was raised this way. If only I would have went to that retreat. If only I would have gotten enlightened in my last ayahuasca experience. I don't have to go to the other damn ayahuasca experience. Okay. Next time I see that person, I'm gonna say this, 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 and this, and I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna put my hand on my hip. And then, I mean, we just go into these, we're indulging. In our indulging, we are totally exalting the make believe world of identity, time, and cause and effect. I call those the tres amigos of separation consciousness. Hello, beloved, welcome. We've been talking about you the whole time. And you too, talking about you the whole time. Welcome. Have a seat. Identity, time, cause and effect. Have any of those concepts ever gotten your ass in trouble before? Again, nothing wrong with them. But when we base our well being on the particular organization of these make believe mirages, we fucked. In other words, never happens. Hopeless, stress, anxiety, scarcity, like a tay in the way. In a way. Just so, I mean, it's fascinating. It makes good Netflix, it makes good Hulu, it makes good Gaia TV, it makes good Bible, it makes good all the different things. It makes all kinds of fun stories. But when it comes to peace and who you are, nothing to do with identity, time, and cause and effect. You are too immediate, too whole, to yourself to ever be dependent on those mirages, on those appearances, on those wisps of assumptions. Take a moment, notice that which is aware. Who has been aware of your story the whole time? And is that bound to story, or is that free of story? What part of you has noticed body change as you look into the mirror throughout the years? Beliefs change, experiences change. It's the changeless that sees the dream of change. It's just the sweetest thing that we get to know each other so intimately, fully welcome every part of us, of ourselves, and welcome every part of ourselves as we learn to be a atmosphere, presence of safety for who we think we are, for us. We so effortlessly, naturally can show up for ourselves as others in that capacity. It's like, oh my gosh, every part of you is welcome here. Every part. And in that welcome, we may notice those parts start dissolving. We which is fun too. Maybe mind has created quite the campaign, you know, to make itself believe that it needs mind in order to live a life. And it's just not true. Thought has created quite the marketing campaign to make itself imagine that it needs thought in order to exist, but it's just not true. There's an intelligence not limited to thought. There's an intelligence not limited to thinking, conceptualizing, second guessing, projecting, assuming. And this intelligence is synonymous with who you are. Candace O'Denver calls it open intelligence as opposed to closed intelligence. Nothing wrong with closed intelligence. Wondrous, but you're not limited to simply existing as closed intelligence. Closed intelligence is the intelligence of descriptions and limitations. It's like, oh, this is who I am, this is what I have, this is where I can go, these are my limits. Oh, because I only have this much money in the bank, this is what my life can look like. Or because this is that, because I only have these skills, this is all I can do. Or but because I I do it this way or do it that way. This is the only option for this, or there's no option for me here. Fuck, there's no way. I'm just gonna. There's nothing. Okay. And we're not bound by those concepts. You're not limited by your thoughts of yourself. Your abundance is not limited by what you imagine is in your 401k or I can already hear it. Ooh, I wish I had a 401k. Damn, that person got money. 401k. You gotta have a 401k. You don't gotta have a 501 blues. Unlimited magic right where you are. Boundless magic right where you are. This whole experience is but a display of wondrous atomic suns, delighted to reform in any which poem you give attention to. Equal amounts of abundance. You are abundance itself. It's so wondrous. These ideas, never bound, not limited, all available to you. Every experience available to you as a way to celebrate wholeness. This is a sweet shift in our perception when we're identified, when we think of a future or of things or of experiences. We want to experience those things to feel a certain way or to feel more at peace or to feel more abundant or to feel more loving or to finally feel stable or safe or to feel some delusion called security or to feel to feel a certain way. So innocent. But the shift occurs when you notice, oh wow, I am abundance, I am love, I am freedom, I am an infinite space of safety and stability. This is my nature. How exciting how else is this love going to show up? How else is this wisdom going to manifest itself? How else is this joy going to appear to itself or tickle itself or delight itself? How else is freedom going to enjoy itself, make love to itself, invite itself in deeper and deeper? How else is this already whole, already fulfilled moment going to appear, going to excite, going to invite? How else is love going to show up? How else? How? What else can this heart love? Oh, this heart loves this and this and this and this. Oh, this too, this too, this too. Oh, this too, this too, this too. Nothing excluded. It was such an amazing, like scratch in the separation record. The moment it was like, holy shit, all I ever have to do is be myself. So if there's a zombie apocalypse, if there's a this war or that war or this thing, say, what do I get? Oh, I get to show up as love. I get to be myself. I get to love. I get to love. I get to be a presence of comfort and support for whoever's there, whoever's. I get to be a presence of reality. I'm who was this beloved? Um, what's her name? Edwene Gaines. I love me some Edwene Gaines. This beloved's from Alabama, deep south. There's a little blonde woman that in her 60s ended up at an ayahuasca ceremony about 20 years ago in Peru. And she was like, and all of a sudden they told me to strip down and to get naked in front of all these people in this particular tribe. And I said, okay. But she says something that I really love. I think she got it from somebody else. I think I heard someone else recently say it, but I love the way she says it. And it's, I am not moved by appearances. Therefore, appearances move. I'm not moved by appearances. Therefore, appearances move. I'm not moved by appearances, therefore appearances move. I'm not moved by appearances, therefore appearances move. Yeah, not moved by appearances, therefore appearances move. Like we begin to discover that whatever is appearing on the green screen doesn't dictate who we are, doesn't inform our capacity to show up as love. Until we get a clue about who we truly are and what's really here, boy, does the green screen inform how we show up. That green screen and the circumstances and the situations and the things totally are informing our capacity, our actions, and there's nothing wrong with that. Totally innocent. And it's so okay to completely surrender to the slayage of the motherfucking green screen. This is not that making that wrong or making that less conscious or making that a lower level. No, 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 no. Options available. Indulge in the green screen, and then at any moment you want to break, open and welcome and notice. Oh, yeah, body's been really crying. Body's been really suffering. Emotion body's been really crying. Energetic body's been really feeling the weight of the thing and the thing and the thing and the thing, thing, thing. Okay, yeah, talk to your friends. Have a cup of tea. Watch that movie. Eat a tub of ice cream. Get a hug. Go see a therapist. Get some acupuncture. Go to the spa. Go for a walk in the mountains. Do all the things. Go to ecstatic dance. Do all the things, beloved. And for a moment, notice, consider: is there something here that is reliable, stable? Is there something about me that hasn't responded to the situation the way my mind did or my biochemistry did? Is there a part of me here that is still free and still clear and totally solid? Okay, I can notice a big part of me armoring up and shrinking or hiding or fighting. And is there a part of me that's standing tall, towering over circumstance? What's that Maya Angelou quote? You are not who you think you are. Stand tall as your soul and tower over your circumstances. I wish I knew how to speak like Maya Angelou. I need to start practicing that. I need to start learning how to speak. I need to do a Duolingo of Maya Angelou and get that accent down, because boy, do I love me some Maya Angelou. I was at Unity Church in Miami about 25 years ago, and Maya Angelou was studying to become a Unity minister. And one of her mentors is a dear friend and a Unity minister named James Trapp. He was the Unity minister of Unity on the Bay. And so when Maya was in Miami, when she was in town, she would always go to the Unity Church. And the first time that I was there, that she was there, I remember I was just a normal Sunday afternoon in my Sunday's best, sitting there ready to sing, ready to dance, ready to praise. I did not know that the force of Maya Angelou was about to appear. And the moment that that woman stood and said the first utterance of the word that came out of her mouth, I don't even know what the word was, but just the immediacy of that I experienced bullet tears. Talk about like shooting out of my eyes, like, whoa, what a force, what a presence, what a totally okay in her skin, in her dysfunction, in her joy. And this is available for all of us. It's not about separating this part and that part. All inclusive brilliance of our being, our magic, our genius, our wonder, and our total fucked upness. My friend Deborah Silverman, she's writing a book called I Don't Believe in Astrology, and she's like a world-renowned OG astrologer. So much fun. Astrologer for all these amazing artists all over the world and incredible figures. But her other title, what she really wanted to name her book was You're Fucked Up and I Still Like You. Shout out to Deborah Silverman. You're fucked up and I still like you. And this is what we get to discover. Oh my gosh, how wonderful to be totally fucked up together. And how wonderful to be totally whole. How wonderful to be absolutely damaged and to see those parts come up sometimes. And how wonderful to be radiant and spotless and pristine and timeless. All of it's here. All of it's welcome. And it's just really sweet. What time we got up in here? We good. A couple more minutes. So sweet. Anyone have anything you'd like to share, or a certain question regarding this invitation? You know, is it radical? Does it feel ridiculous? Does it? Yes.
Yeah, I think you used the word dissipate.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? All right.
I'm just kidding.
My story's wrong then.
Just kidding.
Damn it. I'm gonna put the mic down. Shit.
Dissipate, yeah, fun word.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, I'm losing the ability to hate.
I'm so glad. Do you want us to help you get that ability back?
No.
Is there anything we can do?
I don't think there is anything anybody could do. These kinds of things are just starting to
but I'm just curious for a moment.
Up. Yeah, go ahead.
Where, what was it? What part of you hated?
Well, this was the thing I was going to bring up, is that I was like, because I remembered back to, you had said, it was about a year ago, I remember you had said that you made a decision that you were no longer going to do harm. So I think it was around diet or eating or being a vegan or something like that. Anyways, this just showed up.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I wonder if that kind of happened with Ash, with any of these kinds of decisions that you make about the world or your life or whatever's going on. But so if I just reel it back all into this moment,
yes.
Is that still alive? Like, yeah, that's dissipating.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, before that dissipates, so let's just leave
Yes.
that as it is
Right.
for a moment, and for a moment, feel into the quality of the space that allows that to be full or engorged or enraged, and that also allows that to dissipate. And what are the qualities of the space?
Well, remembering back to that moment when it happened about a week and a half ago,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is where the Byron Katie work comes in really well because it makes you
Nice.
be precise. It's
Yay.
good. So I was like, oh, well, I can wish happiness on people. And I'm like, is that kind of the same? Like the movement of, oh, I hate you or you politician or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I love you. Is that kind of the same? And then something else got uncovered, which is like, there's like a more fundamental
Mm.
intention underneath it.
Mm.
Like it's getting more like, it's getting like a, I guess, bigger layer kind of.
Uh-huh.
So what drives that? Like if I think about the hate, it's just like, if I'm going to hate somebody, I've got to hold a space for me that's available to hate. I have to hold it.
Mm.
So for me, it's like there's a space reserved somewhere that allows that to rise. It's like waiting for the opportunity.
And for a moment,
Yeah.
have you ever really hated someone or something? Not in the sense of hate being real or not,
Yeah.
but are you hating them, or are you hating your story about them?
That you see, that's the thing
Your
that,
thought about them.
yeah, that's the, so like whatever the fabric of the story started to fray. And that's why I think that's why the word dissipate
Right.
made sense. So it, I knew when this happened, and even now, if I just take a second and just be still with
Mhm.
it, it's like the inquiry happens of itself. It's
The
like,
anger
oh,
happens of
sorry,
its
the inquiry,
the
the
inquiry
wow,
happens.
hate seems to be going away. Interesting. And then mine
Right.
wants to go, oh, let's look at it. It's like, well,
Right.
pull back,
Right.
like
Well,
just
this is what's
sit.
so fascinating, because sometimes, and there can be an experience of a dissipation, of like a softening of
Yes.
mind,
Yep.
of minds. Again, if in hate will fall under indulgence in the way that mind attempts to
Yes.
justify its existence. It's indulging in itself.
Hmm.
Mind, until we know who we are, it's like when I say the little sentence, to the degree that we imagine ourselves to be separate, it's the degree that mind imagines itself to be separate, is to the degree that it imagines other separate things. So if it feels that it is totally separate, oh yeah, you're separate, thought is separate, feelings are separate, the world is separate, that part of the world is separate, this thing is separate, entities are separate, demons are separate, angels are separate, God is separate, Mama Aya is separate, this thing's separate, that thing's separate, this thing's separate. Wondrous, wondrous world of phenomena and descriptive frameworks has its place, but mind only ever experiences itself, just like
Hmm.
self only experiences itself. To mind, it only hates its own story. It's never judged anyone, never, only ever echo chamber its own story in the moment about them, about this. That's the thing. And then also one thing to just that never needs to stop, that never needs to dissipate, that never needs to change, that never needs to go away. What starts happening is we notice the innocence of that, and we notice that of course mind is going to identify and hate and judge, and
Yeah.
what's underneath that doesn't. Is there a part of me that isn't doing that, that's just aware? And what are the qualities of this awareness,
Yeah.
right?
And that, those kinds of, because that's recently have learned about getting familiar with what I've learned to be the container rather than the content.
Yes.
So that's there's an attentiveness.
Hmm.
There's there's like, oh wow, look at that kind of energy.
Lovely. It's so great that, oh wow,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's like
sanity.
fluid and it's
Hmm.
changing and it's not
Yeah.
just, oh, it's only hate. Oh, it's only love. It's only whatever.
Right.
It's these.
Right. And it's true what you said earlier about is there a same thing, the I hate you, the I love you, the
Yeah, indulgence.
idolizing, the throwing them off the throne, putting them on the throne. It's so good to notice that. And all of that is the activity of mind, you know. Uh, separating,
Mm.
right? There's something there that I can hate. Well, the hate is only, it's like how many more pastors are going to be caught with a rent boy,
Yeah.
over and over again. All these beloveds that are homophobic, and it's like, do you not? I mean, beloveds, come on now, beloveds. We're gonna do this again and again and again. It's like only at war with itself, only in hatred with itself, only in you know, and it's so good to recognize in some schools of thought, it's like let's dissipate and let's relax mind and let's learn, and that has its place. But again, I meet with people that have been meditating and have been up to all the ashrams and sat with this for decades and decades and decades, and they're still dealing with the same mind. How come after all these years of meditation and after all these awakenings and after all these plant medicines and all these realizations, mind is because mind is always going to be mind. It never dissipates. It never disappears. It never needs to. When we are willing, when we can tap into the willingness of who we are, like for this moment, consider I'm willing for the absurdity of mind to be itself. Feel into the vastness of that, the immediate okayness of that. You may feel a little bit of relief because boy, do we get into these ideas of like, oh, and then we look out and we judge and we compare. That's another activity of mind, categorizing, comparing. Oh, that person's mind is so still. Gosh, that person's mind, that person never, is always happy, always joy. That person's mind is, when can I get there? What do I have to do? What do I have to take? What do I have to eat? What do I have to wear? What do I have to, you know, ha- this venom, that venom, what? And again, nothing wrong with that. It's how exciting the adventure. Ego loves a hero's journey. Boy, does it ever. But for a moment, again, I love how Byron Katie says there's no such thing as a new stressful thought.
Mm.
So it's like, imagine meeting the world and the space is like, oh wow, we all have the same amount of insanity and we all have the same amount of total divinity. Oh, of course I know those thoughts. Those are my thoughts. Oh, you never went up to someone and be like, oh, that's a brand new thought. That's a brand new stressful thought. Never heard that one before. No, they're all the same. Perfectly so, because we're not separate in mind and we're not separate in clarity and sanity. The shift is just what we emphasize. The more attention we put on mind and trying to fix mind, the more mind is agitated and the more that itch. It's like the ego loves an itch. If your body has an itch, doesn't that itch feel good sometimes? Would that itch be here? Would that itch be here? Would that itch be down in the butt crack? Or that itch be on the knee? Or that itch be all kinds of itches everywhere in the mind? But you got to eventually stop itching for that bitch to heal. You got to eventually get your hand off of it, get the calamine lotion or the calendula, whatever to heal it. You got to stop. And the same thing with our stressful thinking and with it's like we itch but to just for a moment, give it space. Give it space for a moment. I'm not saying that you give it space now and you're going to give it space for the rest of your life. No, that's mind again thinking, how the fuck am I going to give it space? I've been trying to give it space and I don't know how to do the giving it space. And then this is going to, for this moment, to notice whatever texture of energy is present, texture of thought, and just let it be here. Look around the room. We don't know what all of us are going through, growing through. Yay, new thought community. We don't know what we're all growing through and what we're all experiencing. But for a moment, to be the safe space for the texture of that phenomena to just be as it is, the tapestry of humanity fully present. all of us in different seasons of our lives and different experiences, different circumstances. And there's space for those textures to be here, those colors to be here. Not bad, not wrong, not evil, not ignorant, not unconscious. Just just what is, and it's okay. That's okay. Mango. Yay bodies. Yay bodies. So I love this. I mean, this is what's really beautiful is all of a sudden when we notice we're not the mind or the activity of mind, we're available to explore and to be curious about it, and be curious about its textures, and to be curious about, oh, what if I gave this much of my attention? And what if I moved this much of my attention back? And oh, I'm noticing that those two supposedly, it's what do they say? Two sides of the same coin. Oh wow, they're both exalting what? Identity, time, and cause and effects. Tres amigos of separation consciousness. Can we all say tres amigos of separation consciousness? Tres amigos of separation consciousness. Okay. When we hate someone else, we're identified as someone and we're identifying them as someone. When we hate someone else, we're totally about time, because they're existing somewhere in time and they have to come from somewhere. And maybe we imagine a time when they're not there or we're not around them. So there's all kinds of time happening. And then the same thing goes with cause and effect. When I'm in, it's all that wondrous world, identity, time, cause, again, not wrong, but you're not limited to only experiencing the moment through identity, time, and cause and effect. You can also be here as I don't know. Oh my God, I'm totally just gonna be here as I don't know. I'm just gonna explore, get really curious about not knowing shit for a moment. Like, I don't have to know what is available in the I don't have to know. And it's open palm living. Hey, was there something more you wanted to say on?
No, just that I went to Mexico last week and I
Oh,
got to practice that a lot.
okay. You had to practice.
I did.
I'm so happy that a white man was in Mexico having to practice all
Having
kinds
to
of
practice
stuff.
not hating shit.
I hear you. I so hear you. I know it's so it's like when we're not in our usual descriptive frameworks, we're put into like these worlds where so many things can come up, especially when we're on vacation. And this can go wrong and that can go wrong, and then the bang, and then the thing, and then where's the car, and then where's the food, and then what did that wondrous. But again, it's just mind with mind, and it's really good invitation to notice where our limitations are, to notice where our latent tendencies are, to notice where our privilege is, to notice where our it's like, oh, there's so interesting, all that gets to be excavated here, that all that gets to come out into the surface here.
I guess one useful thing, the other thing that's present is that
Hmm.
that just spontaneously came up. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And it's like, of course.
Of course. I
Like,
love that. And so
what
what?
else? Like,
Right.
yeah, like a sort of like so, yeah, not quite as, not quite a so what, but it's sort of
I hear
like
that.
a, you know what I
I
mean?
hear
Like
that. I hear that.
the, but yeah, it's
Yeah, of course.
like,
Yeah, of
of
course.
course, if I'm as corny as it is, you point one finger at somebody else, there's three pointing back. As
Okay.
corny as that is, it's like
It's so true.
if I'm projecting hate out there, I'm the projector.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
Right. And then it's really good also, just a side note, that we don't have to make a religion out of that. That
Yeah.
there are certain instances where, yes, you're observing someone totally being an asshole, and it's okay to get the fuck out of there, and it's okay to leave. So, it's recognizing the practicality of it's okay that we're not saying judgment's bad. It's not you're only judging your own mind. No, it's okay to recognize when something's off, and it's okay to have resistance. That's how we've evolved as a species. That's where we march. That's where we recognize the injustices. That's where we recognize so all of that is included, but we're even more available for the power of that when we're in our don't know mind, when we're existing as an open heart, we're existing as open intelligence, open presence, more available to speaking out, to arting and arting and arting, and living in a way that is a glitch in the matrix. Not afraid to be a glitch in the matrix, not afraid to be grace in the matrix of an unconscious society. So it's so wonderful, this radiance that you are, this fire that you are, this water that you are, this air that you are, this earth that you are, this presence that you are, the spirit that you are, this consciousness that you are. Any sense of consciousness being covered by some kind of identity dust or some kind of past dust, growing up dust, conditioning dust, programming dust. In this moment, I invite you to let that burn. Let your consciousness be bright. Burn us all up. Burn the whole world up in your aliveness and your consciousness. Yes, be a fire of consciousness right now. Never bound by those descriptions, never bound by any dust. You are consciousness itself, the roar of infinity, free. Now, anyone else want to share something or have a question? A few more minutes. Good. I love being in the light of your consciousness. Thank you. Thank you. Mm, 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 mm. Your peace is independent on the rest of the world. Yet the peace of the world is solely up to you. Your eyes of all the power to transform what they see. If they're focused on the war, who is gonna see the peace? So rise up, people, and see with the eyes of your soul. Let's rewrite history, yeah. Erase all the lies we've been told. Nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself, emancipate. Oh, nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim here. And nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself. The mind is like a prisoner who won't use the key. It would rather be enslaved than to set itself free. It locks itself in memories and complaints about now. Always talking, screaming, so it can't hear the sound. So raise your voices and sing from the silence. Within there is nothing more powerful than a people who knows who they is now. Oh, nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself, emancipate. So nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself. Emancipate. You're not a victim of the government, a victim of the church, not a victim to the beings that contributed to your birth, not a victim of society, a victim of some race, not a victim, ain't no victim in this place, not a victim of the rapist or the murderer or thief, not a victim to the fear that causes souls to lie and cheat, not a victim of your body, victim of disease, not a victim till you believe those thoughts you think. Not a victim till you believe those thoughts you think. Not a victim till you believe those thoughts you think. And even then you believe those thoughts. It's not really you believing those thoughts. It's just mine believing those thoughts. And you're not a victim of mine. So yeah. Nobody is, let me hear you sing with me. Victim here, and nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself, emancipate. Said nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim here, and nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself, emancipate. One more time. Nobody is a victim. Sing it for the world. Nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself, emancipate. No, 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 no. Thank you, Lars. Thank you, Lars. Thank you, Lars. Thank you, Lars. So blessed, so grateful, so honored. Tomorrow morning, take a flight out to Hawaii. We have Aloha Waska 2024 coming up with Leaf and Divine, my beloved friend Gervais, and Leaf and Divine community. Ezra's going to be there. Donna's going to be there. Lord have mercy. Yeah. It's going to be so sweet. We're going to be on the Big Islands. We're going to go to Rainbow Falls and to the Pele moment and the Such a blessing. And with the medicine, oh my goodness, such a gift. So honored, so grateful, so excited. And then I will see beloveds in Asheville, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. There's still some spots open for that Aya retreat in the beautiful, glorious, feminine, round mountains of the Appalachians in Asheville. And if you want some more info, please send me a private message on that Aya retreat. That one's called Ashawaska. That's so fun. So, back here. Let's see. Back here. So next Monday, which is the 15th, no satsang here, but I'm not going to be here the 22nd either. Or I'm back here. I think I leave to Asheville on the 29th. So I'm here on the 12th. The 12th of August. The 12th of August. 12th of August. Yeah. But there is the possibility of doing a satsang another night that isn't a Monday. So if that's the case, I will put it do a Facebook event thing to have a satsang that's not necessarily on a Monday. It doesn't have to be on a Monday. Sorry, before the 12th. Yes. So that will be on Facebook event page. Yeah, so I'm thinking I fly in on the 16th, 17th, 18th. I mean, I'm going to be here on the 18th. In the morning, I have a private retreat with somebody. So that evening, Thursday the 18th, if you're around, we'll have a satsang moment. So you're welcome to come to that satsang on the 18th of July. July, you tell the truth. Okay? Thank you so much. If you'd like to leave a donation, you could leave one in that blue thing over there. And there's some goodies over there. There's some salsa, fresh salsa, and there's some like little treats and little sweets, and feel free to enjoy some of those. There's some chocolate chip. Oh, you brought some chocolate chip cookies? Finally, someone brought chocolate chip cookies to satsang. Now I know we're doing something right. Right over there, love, in that little hallway. Thank you to the beloveds that left donations.